if they have a window, they actually might need to take it right away.
Well, here we go again. It's match point here between Mongolia and Kazakhstan. It is a best of 3. It's a lower bracket match. Whoever loses is out of the tournament here. And right now, Mongolia starting it up once again, getting the first blood in the series. Who can set the pace here? That's the question. What we saw from game 1, both teams slugging it out. We'll see exactly how they kind of adjusted from game 1. And once again, too, someone to really keep an eye on, just like earlier in the previous game, is Ethan. Here on his timings with these hooks, he's going to miss that one, but we've seen how crucial Franco is as a hero, how much impact he has within the game here.
Yeah, speaking of impact here, we're talking about how a sluggish state that this composition might start. I believe it's all about the roams here making so much vision early game. And if you have that kind of way of pressuring, such as that, you have a poke out of Kashi for mid, being a roam and also pairing yourself with your mage here, all right, on mid, you have a way to force out such as that. Aizen now is low on health. Now this could be a target for Kazakhstan, but Ethan as well is here just in case things would go wrong.
Okay, right now, you know, it must be hard for Aizen too, because, right, he's playing against one of his favorite heroes in the lane, but he should know how to play against it. Hold on to the mid, though.
Red, just poke out of damage out of Forbid. Now, what's going to be the answer of the Zora? Now, looking at the chance of having a poke out of Team Kazakhstan, they just maintain just with the pokes, but that hurt. Yeah. Closely paired with 3 members from Kazakhstan.
Okay, a little cheeky play there from Ethan, able to go ahead and hook the crab. He gets it, I believe. Yeah, he's got the gold as well, so takes it over. Now with his first objective up here, the turtle going to be started up by Kinesis. Kazakh making his way here, has the level 4. They got to watch out for this setup, though.
What's the setup? That's the flicker combo. They trap the one. Doesn't see Sora. There's no jungler. Well, will Retribution be at work to take this first objective? Last standing now, being pulled upon. Kinesis secures the first objective. Now, the first blood as well follows up with Kazakhstan with this one around Kashi. They're still holding it with a hook. An amazing pull right onto Ethan, taking out Kashi. And the action continues to happen for Bid as well. Wow, a trade of 2-1, plus they get the objective.
That was, that was great in both ways here. You're going to look at it once again for the replay. A nice last incident. They get them down a little bit, but this was a great RWM setup. Real manipulation comes in. You see Kashi almost didn't have that level 4. He's going to get hooked there, but Forbid also took that and uses the Primal Wrath, right, with Valentina, able to clean up, at least salvage that situation by getting some kills there.
Game sense.
Forbid so far, even from the previous game, has been on point, especially with the hands of Valentina. Now, big thing is, once again, it's still relatively even, right? The fact that, yes, Kazakhstan got the turtle, that was great for them, but also the couple kills went over here to Mongolia. How do they play around that? Especially the fact that, you know, again, one of these hooks is going to turn the tides of these early skirmishes. We've seen Ethan, for the most part, being on point. He's missed a couple here, but he lands the ones when they count. And this might be one of the best things, right? At least assert some of your team in the enemy territory. Whichever team decides to do that, whether it's Mongolia, whether it's Kazakhstan, because you want to slow things down a little bit too, right? Right now, too, items are starting to get where they need to be. First items coming into fruition for both teams. Also, rushing that DHS here, that's exactly what Aline needs, right? Because he's got to whittle down some of these tankier heroes here from Mongolia.
I love that you're pointing out the marksmen right now of Kazakhstan and Mongolia. They have the quantum shards present on the early game. They haven't been disturbed, so that's a good way of seeing that they have potential in team fights, knowing they have good AoE burst from Red and as well as Forbid. Now, second turtle is up. Positioning-wise, it's Kazakhstan having a great pull on the other side of the turtle here, but speaking of counter-positioning,
Jigsaw is low,
Forbid is trying to have a counter with the vision, but nobody's going to go near with this objective, and Kinesis once again secures the turtle for Kazakhstan.
Another objective secured here for Kazakhstan. Better that they didn't actually contest that because he was so low. Look at the Liam, though. Forced out a lane there.
Forbid, he has the ultimate of the Edith, though.
This could be bad, right? Both of these guys setting up here. Kashi going to get the information he needs. Hook won't land. Able to avoid it. Kinesis now and Red making their way to give some reinforcements here to the bottom lane. They go in.
Onward with the follow-up knockup. This is just Kinesis making all the CC work. Now Ethan trying to be cagey with RWM. Now using Thorn Rose from the able to get a kill. Zora fails to get damage out of Kazakhstan now. Securing. It's Aleem that falls down. With the follow-up, there's Kashi. Slither of health though, but Zora falls on the hands of Kinesis. Sustain over true damage with the help of 3 from Kazakhstan. Wow. Onto the points, they take down 2 out of Mongolia.
Again, taking a look at the replay here, you're going to just see how tanky this Baksha is as well. And MLBaBy just doesn't have the damage, right? He's only got, I believe it's the Windtalker is all he has. RWM set up very well right there. In the choke point, they grab the kill. He didn't even have the Ice Cream wand until getting that kill. So they slow him down here. ZX Aura cannot get away from this. And just look at this. The damage isn't even there, right? It's not even hurting Kinesis. And this is the downside of, yes, Irithil, she works great late game, but early game, and this is the story for really a majority of gold laners, right? So you see that's why they're putting pressure here on this bottom side.
Well, speaking of pressure, Kinesis got caught, or just got up with the Guardian Helmet. Now on an AoE based damage, we're rocking the Concussive Blast. It's continuing just regen all throughout as he is being poked by damages coming in from Mongolia. Fight about to make out here. He's being suppressed using the Bloody Hunt for the counter. The RWM Kinesis
still alive.
Down to death. Aleem with a blazing duet will pierce through the members of Mongolia. Yes, it will. Kashi takes down one. Aleem takes down Aizen. A rate of 2-1, and they're eyeing with a push here. Mid lane Cert will fall down, and Kazakhstan as well, eyeing on these windows. A great entry from Aleem, compensating the damage and forcing Mongolia for a retreat from that team fight.
You see how much time Kinesis bought there? And how much was used on him? Look at this, look at the replay. There's just everything is being thrown at him. He's still alive, right? And just perfect timing, because here comes Aleem with the blazing duet, just whittling everybody down to the point where, yeah, MLBaBy, once again, not there yet in the damage department. Did just pick up the Berserker's Fury, so that's the second item now that he has. He's working on it, but they might just have to give up another turtle here. Ooh. It might be a little too risky if they decide to commit to it. They need to buy time, right? They don't want to just have these unnecessary deaths if they can. Wait until that first Lord comes up. So that's 3 for 3 on the turtles for Kazakhstan.
Economy-wise, they have all the objectives present. 3 turtles to none for Mongolia. What they have now is the map that they can utilize. We have objectives. They have trying to get coverage for the positioning. Zora's will trying to get with the crab point, secured as well. So looking for the crumbs here that they will be able to see or get some items right away to counter the damage of Kazakhstan. But just like look at the lead here, 4,000 and counting. And this is how you need to counter with the defense, right with the momentum Kazakhstan just built.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. They're going to go here, though.
Aizen might be the first target. Thor Rose being committed, connecting on Kazi and Kinesis. But Kashi, though, still looking for an avenue for the drop of the onward. But Last Insanity has been committed for escape by Aizen.
See, this is what I'm talking about, Sexton, and why this kind of lineup works so well. I don't even know what to coin it. The durable lineup, the beefy boy lineup, because you got 3 heroes here. Yeah, the Terizla, the Edith, and then the Baksha. Like, even if you get through one of them, you still have 2 to deal with. Kashi's gonna go in.
That's the onward. Now with the knockup, Aizen now is being trapped with Void Crystal flickered out. The Last Insanity won't be the answer here. RWM being used by Red. Now taking down the turret. Aleem secures a push, but now that's just objective for Kazakhstan, not committing to any pursuit to chase down from Mongolia.
Yeah, at this point, you know, Mongolia, all they can do is just hold on, right? They're along for the ride here, 5K, like you mentioned earlier, continuing to build up in economy for Kazakhstan. This might even just allow them to take the first Lord without contention. If that happens, then they should be able to march into some of this space. I mean, look at this, CX Aura struggling even to farm up in his own jungle, right? At this point, you're 10 seconds away from the Lord spawning here. They've got to just scrap together whatever they can. And for the most part, just the game plan might be wait for MLBaBy to get to where he needs to be. The best thing about it in that situation, MLBaBy hasn't gone down yet, right? He's at least not died. He can continue to farm up what he can, but I'm sure that the gold difference between him and Aleem is quite big. You can see it right there. It's about 1,000 plus. gold difference between the gold laners, so he has his work cut out for him. Now that this Lord is secured here for Kazakhstan, they're going to march down into the base a little bit. They might not get these inhibitors down unless they're able to force a fight. Now, when I say force a fight, man, Kazakhstan has all the tools in the world to do that, and that can just be Kazakh alone, right? If you flicker penalty zones in, that's already a force situation that's going to be really hard for Mongolia to deal with, not to mention they have more options available. So, Lord marching up the top side, they're going to get prepped and ready for this defense.
And speaking of defense, I love that you pointed out MLBaBy there, bro, because looking at the damage that they have to build upon, Kazakhstan, this is their window to actually buy more time. And with that, you also need to clear something out. There's a Lord pushing up top, and you also need to clear some minions from mid to bottom. And the flicker combo right into the base of Mongolia, but now they still survive that. Kazakhstan is completely caught by surprise. Kazakhstan right in the middle, but Aleem trying to compensate for the damage they do wet. Now Ethan falls down, takes a kill for Kazakhstan, and by just that, wow, recovery right onto the flicker. They take down 2 members out of Mongolia. There's a Lord trying to be melted down by the members of Mongolia here, but still Kazakhstan wanted to push through more of the defenses of this team.
Okay, they're going to hold on to the inhibitor base turrets here for the most part, also that tier 2 in the mid lane. They're still putting pressure though. Bottom side, last insanity.
Will this be the answer? The damage? Yes, we have the magic damage connecting all to Kazakhstan, but now Aleem falls down and has Zora on a 4 killing streak. MLBaBy using the penalty zone, but he's going to be hooked by Ethan. Last insanity won't be the answer for damage, but for Bid. Wow, 1-on-1 just right in the corner there, brother.
That's tough, man.
Wow, Forbid versus
not just Forbid, but even there, I'm not sure if we're gonna get a replay, but MLBaBy, he didn't have the hostiles yet.
No.
And he jumped in. He was trying to get those last 2 targets that were very low, but unfortunately gets taken down by Red. And you know that could have been a very shining moment for him. It was great too that he actually avoided getting penalty zone, but still, you know, he's at least where he needs to be itemization wise, right? That's the best thing. Still needs that 4th item here. But, you know, as this game progresses, they're making some headway here on the deficit they had to work from, which is great. But at the same time, you saw from those fights, you know, Kazakhstan was a little bit confident in what they did there at the bottom, and that's kind of why they went with that risk. Now with this 20 seconds away for the next Lord, they're going to be in a situation where it's like, can we actually contest this? Can we fight? Because, you know, even the Divine Glaive being picked up by Forbid there might help them out a little bit, but there's still a lot to get through, right? And that's kind of what we're seeing from the skirmishes. That whole interaction between them earlier in the defense and the base was great too, because Ethan landed the hook flicker combination, which gave them a tiny bit of advantage. Hold on, Eisen's in trouble.
Wow, can he soak up, force the flicker out? Whoa, three members being trapped on the RWM. Will this be a great coverage for Kazakhstan to just push through Eisen, receiving damage with Void Crystal? Will he scorch through? No, he's still safe.
Sliver of health, he gets away. Eisen is lucky he survived that.
He was burning, bro.
They are going to go ahead and just give away this Lord once again, finding themselves on the defense here. There's nothing they can really do about that. Eisen getting caught out in the jungle. And now once again, they find themselves on the defense side. It's only a matter of time. Kazakhstan will crack open the base here even further. They've already got the bottom inhibitor down. This will result in the next possibly 2, right? They're just so tanky. They're the ones to decide who to target. Also immortality now on Kashi, making it even harder to burst through this if you're Mongolia.
Yeah, speaking of which, you need to have a good clear here. Plus there's a Lord marching down bottom. And if you have this way of breaking up a team fight, they just did, right? You mentioned the flicker and the Bloody Hand combo right onto the turret of Mongolia. If they have a great pickup such as that, this is the identity of Mongolia that we're trying to have a build-up. Because at some points, they have this way of seeing through a needle in a haystack in such steep as this. Oh, look at that. Zora right just in the middle. He was trying to escape that one, but he won't be escaping the damage of Red.
Still going on it.
Still going. Ethan now being trapped. RWM, he's scorching through, and he is just in a sliver of health, poked out. The immortality and just in the base of Mongolia. Kazakhstan is finally here and eyeing on this base. And at this point, they are not giving up just yet. We're heading for a tiebreaker match.
Game 3 is a